Hello everyone. So, welcome to another stream. So, currently we're gonna look into new Gundam content, whether it be kits, artwork, CG, you name it, videos, whatever. We're gonna look into that. What happened this week, or rather, what appeared on Twitter this week. So, getting started off here, we got some nice sketch of the full armor unicorn in destroy mode. This is by this user here on Twitter. All these you can normally find retweeted on my own channel anyway. So, yeah, if you want to just go over there, it's Unreal D-Man to see that stuff, then it's all there, so you can get access to these artists really easy. But this is the full armor unicorn, looking real nice. I really like the sketch. I can't wait to see if we get a finished version of this. Really like the action pose with the missiles coming off the sides. Really like that. Got a lot of stuff to go through, so I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. Here we go, another aquatic mobile suit. We've had quite a few of these recently. Nice weathering around the outside here and along certain surfaces with an LED in the center. And it's got two of the missile pods on the arms. It's the high dog, if I remember rightly. Could be totally wrong there. But yeah, that's by Waxy there. Looking real nice, that build. Really do like that. Then here we've got some G Gundam artwork. This is my love generator. This is one of the Shuffle Alliance. I just can't remember which suit this is from the Shuffle Alliance because there's that many suits in it. It's one of the original ones before the new Shuffle Alliance takeover from G Gundam. Anyway, really love the artwork. Really love the way that it looks metallic with the shading going on here. Nice and clean. Really enjoying that. It's just a shame we don't get more G Gundam kits. And then here we go. Here's somebody, what looks like Scratch building a Zamel. So this is the finished piece. It looks absolutely massive. I think there's even a scaffold in the background here. I could be wrong. You can see like some work tables with the kits on in the background, but then we've got what looks like a work in progress shot. It's either the G Gundam one was either Heart or Spade. I think it was Heart, Nugs. But yeah, here's we've got a work in progress of the Zamel. It's massive compared to the garage kits of it that we've seen, and then there's work in progress on the cannon. So yeah, that thing is. Yeah, I can't say anything other than it's massive, but it's a really, really nice piece. Really love how that's come out. It's got all these like little turrets on the sides of it and things. I'd love to see how big that is compared to like another 1/44th scale kit. And here we've got the favorite again, the lady that I watch on YouTube that does all the painting by hand. Here she's working on the new Gundam. We can see some brushed shading on here. We got like pink going into what looks like grey. A little bit of cartoony shading going on the chin here, around the eyes, on the V fin especially, and the head crest. Looking real nice. Love every single one of her pieces. She's really, really good at doing her artwork. Then here we go. Here's Dynamer's sketching of Dynamer's. Love how this one looks because of the lighting on it. Kind of makes it look low light, almost like afternoon, or like there's some sort of. It might even be the light off the cockpit here. Bearing in mind that I'm taking a look at a lot of these for the first time myself, I just like the looks of the thumbnails and then I retweet them and like them so that I can share them around. But we've got the glow of the eyes here on the side of the head. We've got the glow from what looks like the cockpit here going over the rest of the suit. Really, really like the atmosphere on this one. Plus the Dynamer's is a really nice suit anyway. Gunplay Photography again. This is by Yoji Mido. This is a very dark themed suit. This looks like the... I don't want to say and get it wrong. It looks like the XS Gundam. But it's in black and purple with LED placed in it. There's a load of decals over the side of it, but then again, that's some of the artwork is like that. Hey to everybody in chat that's just coming in, we've got the Beam Smart Gun with some LEDs on it. I really love that shot. Not so sure about the colour scheme, but then again, I've always kind of teased people about sort of a black and red colour scheme, so we got the Beam Saber here, which is lit up as well with LEDs. Overall, I'm really like this. This is, I think it's the Master Grade? It's got to be based on the scale. Or at least how it looks. Then here we've got what looks like it's one of the Double O kids. I think it's the Arios or Curios. I think it's the Curious with what looks like classic Zeta color scheme applied to it. That looks real nice. Really do like that. It works really well with it. So I really do like the Zeta color scheme going on here. I think they've changed the face mask up a little bit. I could be wrong. But yeah, Zeta style Curios is looking real nice. It's got a little bit of wear and tear on it, some panel lining, some internal details here. We've got the pistons that have been coloured in. But yeah, again, with everybody just showing up now to the stream, if you ever want to see any of these, ever want to go look at the artists' stuff, because you know you obviously got to credit the artists and make sure that they get the amount of love and attention they deserve for these things. Well then, head over to my Twitter because everything is retweeted from there, so it's easy to see and just go and give like either a like or a retweet to the original creator of these things. High grade Zagok in olive drab by the look of it. This is by TKP85. This is cool. This is just sort of the standard olive drab colour, but they've got a load of weathering around here to look like rust and dirt. I especially love the what looks like an LED for the head. It's so cool. So cool. Love it when people take the time to do something like that. You can see all the what looks like dry brushing of silver along here to make it look as though there's make it look as though it's a metal surface. Really loving the rust on it as well. Makes it look as though it's aged significantly. It's been through a lot of battles, seen a load of action, and then they've just kind of left it to age for a little bit. Yeah, I really like that. Nice and clean. As in the actual build itself, not the actual mobile suit, but the build itself. There's nothing wrong with it. Everything looks nice. Love the weathering job. Loving the LEDs on it. Then here we go. This is by Woodman FLG. This one I had to get like this because of me not being able to take out the video or anything like that to show you guys. But this is so cool. So this is well, it looks like an underwater battle. This is the Hygog with some seaweed on it versus, is that the Aqua Gundam? It's the Aqua Gundam, but it's actually in a fish tank properly. And then we've got, I think that's the Zogok. Trying to remember everything just off the top of my head here, and my memory's never normally that good. So got a load of different underwater suits versus the Aqua Gundam here. They're showing off his fish tank. Really nice setting up the scene like that. Not so sure the fish like it, but you know. Charles Zagok with a Zogok in the background, says Rents. Either way, really like that. Go check out Woodman's page. So good. Is that a fucking fish tank, says Nux. Dude, your comment got censored, but yeah, that's a fish tank. Like I said, at Unreal D-Man on Twitter, that's my Twitter. I always retweet and like all these things, as you can see here. So, yeah, be sure to head over there and check this out, because it's the easy way of finding it. This was posted on February the 15th, so all you have to do is go down in my retweets a little bit, and you'll find it, and then go check out Woodman's page, because it's so good. Love seeing scenes like that. Here we got this user, Pon here, and this is another variant of Wing Zero Custom. I've complained about Wing Zero Custom in the past about how there's so many recolors of it, but I like this one because the gold. Gold looks really nice, metallic. There's different color separation on it. I don't actually know whether this is the high res or not. Kind of looks like it, but it could fool me easily. So we got this yellowish gold and a more orange looking gold. Then we got a little bit of a lighter shade here and there. So it looks like there's actually 3 different golds going on here. It kind of reminds me of the final mobile suit for the first season of Double O that they have to fight, the Alvator, I think it is. I really love the bow and arrow as well here. I do not know what that is made from. It kind of looks like parts of the Freedom's wings and then sort of like some custom bit on the end. I don't know. This bit is obviously like a beam saber effect part looking like an arrow. And I'm not even sure what this is, whether it's like a leg off another mobile suit or something. High res, says Nugs. Yeah, around the arms you can tell. See, because I was looking more at the legs, because on the high res kits the legs have a lot of different parts separation down here, but do not know whether it is or isn't, but I really do like the metallic looking stuff. Here we go, here's an interesting one. This is by Nama Gundam. Nama means live in Japanese, so it means living Gundam. This is one that's been shared around a little bit. I think we might have a video of it later on, or I've shown it in the previous stream. And this was going to a ski resort with Gundam costume, and then coming down the mountain on like a snowboard by the look of it, with a beam rifle, a shield. Overall, the cosplay doesn't actually look too bad. You can just about see it. Well, it looks like a gym up here in the background. I swear there was another couple of other mobile suits, but yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I love the cosplay because you don't see much, or rather, I don't think I see much Gundam cosplay. But it's nice seeing all the details they've tried including, like panel lines and color separation in it. I wonder what this is actually made out of though, because I'm assuming it's made out of like foam or something, and not like usual deal with foam. It actually looks almost plush in some areas. I imagine it's just so that if they fall over, it's not kind of a heavy hit on them. But yeah, it's cool. Shred it, Arboro, says Nugs. Here we've got SMD Heavy Industries. These were cool. I saw a bust of the mass-produced Double Zeta. I think it was last week's show we did. And I think I might have shown that off. But now we've got some other stuff. We've got the Hainu here with all this detailing going on, all these decals. Absolutely love the busts of all these mobile suits here. I know it could be taken out of context if I'd have said something else. But yeah, I love the detailing of all of this, where we get to see a lot more closer detail of how everything would look at a lot more higher resolution. So we've got the head Vulcans here with some what looks like shielding or something going on. Then we've got the forehead camera in a lot more detail with a lot more panel separation here, like the neck pistons and stuff. Really do love these. Then I'm assuming this is an actual kit that they've put together. It looks like the Hainu, but in new colors. And then what looks like the Mark V and the EXS up close. There's another 2 head busts. Those are really nice in detail as well, because you get to see all the venting on the head and stuff. Either way, I really, really do enjoy seeing stuff like this up close because of how detailing it is. Like all these little vents along the sides that are all picked out in incredible detail because they're much higher resolution in terms of the scale, at least. Like as soon as you make the scale a lot more than just like your average master grade or whatever, then you can start going crazy with details. I really do love that. Nook says, yo, it's my boy. Yeah, Mark V in the background. I love the LEDs in these as well that have been switched on. Overall, I wish we got to see more of that. Here's one that I posted in Discord the other day. This one was weird. This was just randomly on my my feed by, what is it, Red Zelvis here, I think? Did I pronounce that properly? This looks almost like an Animal Crossing game or something. I could be wrong. I don't know what game it is, but it's got most of the most of the classic aqua suits here. So we've got Waddles, we've got the Zoc, And then I'm trying to remember, that's the Gog. So yeah, the Ak guy, the Zoc, and the Gog. But yeah, they're all acting real cute. Don't even know what this is from, whether it's modded or whatever, but it's fun to watch. And now they're all dancing. Yeah, that one's an interesting one. Not entirely sure about that one of where it's from. Here's one by Hayate or Dio. What was that? 20,930. This one is, I think it's the real grade new, but then it's got the heavy weapons pack on it, and it's painted up like the high new. You got this purple color scheme going on. We got LEDs, or it looks like it's either LEDs or they've just used a blue light around the back here. Actually, I could be totally wrong. That might be the metallic blue paint that's sort of got a sheen to it because of the lighting. Yeah, it's the way the light's hitting it. The way the light was hitting it was making it look as though there was like blue LEDs in it, but instead, it looks like it's just metallic blue here on the fin funnels. Either way, I'm really liking the real grade new. It looks so damn good as a kit. Really want it. Here again, we've got one of my favorite YouTubers. She's at it again, doing metal work now on the Gyan here, trying to make it look like it's made out of chrome. This is absolute madness in terms of a finish because it looks pretty damn accurate to metal. Shinju says they used parts from the double fin funnel one as well. Yeah, I think they did. The Gundam game is pretty much Gundam's version of Nintendogs from what the short video shows. So yeah, we got this shiny reflective surface going on the shoulder here. I'm not so sure about the saber of what's going on there, whether they wanted it to look like that, but the way the light catches this is incredible. Really, really do love that. I can't wait. That was what it started off as, the high grade Gyan. And then sure enough we're seeing like different shots of it after that metallic finish. Can't wait to see that just done completely, see what the entire thing looks like. But yeah, it's really impressive that. Here we got Black 57775 that's been working on some kits. This one is just so damn detailed. They're still working on it, doing like custom plow plate and going over it and getting ready to do the legs, but I've been watching it for a while. It just looks really nice. Never mind just the LED, the amount of detail in it is nuts. I don't know whether it's a master grade or not, or whether it's a completely custom. I have to look into that more. But then of course we've got the other kits that they've worked on. Here's the high new, with a lot of extra detailing here from what looks like plow plate. Frontier says, honestly, if that was how the Zagok looked, I'd be more afraid of it. And then there's the Zaku. I think that's the Zaku too. It's hard to tell because of the close-up. But you can see like all the individual rivets and stuff. I'm not so sure about the rivet detailing. Everything else looks real nice though. And then here's them working on what looks like the impulse. I don't know what they're doing here, but you can see like the way that they're building this up. They've put plow plate under so they can extend it and give it a little bit more detailing with these extra bits of plow plate that they're attaching slowly, and then doing like drilling and stuff to add some holes in for extra detail going around the V-fin on the bottom of the cockpit there, or the cockpit hatch. But yeah, this is how you kind of build it up and get to something like that. Either way, really loving the detail of some of these things. Here we got Heisen Oryx. This is the master grade tall geese. And this one I'm loving. I think this is dry brushed. I'm loving the way that this looks just straight out the gate. Just the shading on it. Like, it's not it's not too clean. You can see like the gloss coat, or it looks like a gloss coat on it, reflected off it. But I love the way, instead of just having the tall geese as like pure white like some people do, they've coloured it, what almost looks like grey, or they've gone over it with grey and black to kind of give the panels a little bit more of a weathered look. I think that's gold as well. That might be metallic gold going around the shoulders, because it looks like the section here is reflecting off it. Then we got the back, where we've got, again, we can see reflections off these surfaces. I don't know whether that's the gloss coat or not. Probably is. I'm really, really loving the effect of the shading on this kit. The head crest itself doesn't look like it's had too much done to it, but the rest of it, really loving it. Nug says, looks like white paint over black. It could be actually, because then they can control the how much white goes on it and then sort of shade it that way. I forgot you could actually do that. Because you can do it two ways. You can do white over black, or you can do black over white, but you risk more. At least I think you risk messing it up more if you do black over white, because if you don't have full control over it and mess a part up, well, then you're respraying it again. Frontier says, the metallic Gyan from earlier is a step up from the metallic paint I used on part of my Gyan. Yeah, there are some metallic paints that you can mix over. I think you start with a gloss black undercoat, and then you can paint on top, and you get a really, really nice metallic finish. I've seen them used by a few other people and displayed in a couple of YouTube videos. But yeah, this overall, this tall geese, really nice finish to it. Loving the detailing, the shading on that. Just makes it look so much better than quite a lot of the other kits that you see normally that don't go into the effort of the shading. I love the simplicity of it as well. Like, I don't think there is any decals on it or decals. It's just all your attention is focused on that shading. The rest of the suit is just clean in terms of the way that it's presented, without like cluttering it up with decals or decals, however you want to pronounce it. Shinju says, I'm going to call it a day. Feeling really tired. Had fun with the stream. Mooney. Thank you very much, Shinju. Hope you've enjoyed. Here's an interesting one by Lucy here. And this is a window wiping gimmick on a Dom's head. I'd seen this in colour, but I couldn't actually find it, so I had to pull up this one, which is just what looks like a prototype in grey colours. But yeah, this is by Lucy, who does 3D CG and stuff. And I love the idea of like a wiper for the main camera there for weather. You know, this adds a little bit more detail and realism to it, even if it does look goofy, or at least a little bit goofy. I can't imagine a mobile suit with a windscreen wiper. I don't know why. And then here we've got Kumicho 8810, and this is a really nice one. This is what looks like one of the G lines versus the Ifrit. Specifically, I think the Ifrit knocked because of the sword here. Can't remember which G line this is, but I'm really, really loving the art style here. Like the lines are all real sharp. Love the way that the background's real simple, so you just focus on everything in the foreground. I absolutely love the shading. You know, the amount of detail that's in this already just as a picture, but then it's brought out that little bit more by the shading. Makes it look real stylish. Love that so much. G-Line Light Armor, says Frontier. Ah, fair enough then. I can't remember because there's so many different G-Lines. There's like the G-Line Light Armor, G-Line Assault Armor, and then there's another one. I can't remember what it is. I know there's at least 3 or 4 ones in GBO2. This is what I'm going off. But yeah, if you want to check that out, again, as usual, check out that user. Some really nice artwork. Then here we go, Dream Moon 914. with some cool looking kits. So let's go through this here. So we've got what looks like this really cool looking Knight Gundam. I really love this. I'd like to say that it was based on sort of like the Fate series, but it doesn't look like it. Because normally when people do that, it's based on Saber from Fate. But this just looks like something totally custom. I'm having a hard time placing some of these parts as well, like where they've come from. This looks like because of the base, it looks like a heavily modified Quanta. So we've got the Quanta with looks like a custom V-fin. Trying to place any of these parts right now is a pain because they've included so many other parts going over the top of the Quanta. That looks like one of the sleeves, bits of armor from like the Kshatriya or something on the wrist there. That looks like the Quanta's shoulder shield has been turned into wings. They've even got a cape here going on that looks pretty cool. The sword, not entirely sure where they've got parts for that or if it's even custom or whatever. It's so hard to place. That looks like one of the Venice Renashita's the knee covers. Sinanju parts on a Quanta, says Nugs. It just looks really, really nice. But before I go ahead and break down this one, like, just completely, we got to move it on just a little bit to look at the rest of them. Either way, I love seeing the whole Knight motif being used in Gundams. It's not used enough, and we don't have any accessible kits that really have that outside of SDs. This one I like because obviously I'm a big fan of Crossbone, so we've got the Crossbone units, but they've got, well, specifically this one has like a custom V-fin that makes it look like flames because they're meant to be themed after blue and red flames. So we've got the wings, I think that's the Wing Zero Hono's parts, like the sabers, or the wing sabers that it's got on the shoulders for this one, and on the skirts for the other one. And then we've got what looks like the God Gundam, or it's the God Gundam's gloves for this one, at least the blue gauntlets that go over the hand. Then we've got what looks like the Destinies on this one. Then side skirts, not too sure about. The front skirts are from the God Gundam on this one, definitely, and the pelvis. Not so sure about the side skirts. Legs, again, not entirely sure about. It looks like they're mixed up with a load of different parts, but it looks so cool with the fire motif going on. These parts are clearly from the Build Fighters Try series with the build burning and the denial Gundam, but they've painted them up by the looks of it. Trying to see if I can place any more of these parts. Really hard. Just give me the Phantom, goddammit. Yeah, I wish we had the Phantom. Really do. There's a custom Phantom later on, I think, that I've got in here. We got like a dragon thing going on. This one, I think I've retweeted before in the past, but it's a dragon made up of some parts from the one of the Astrays. It's the Astray red frame, Sengoku red frame from Build Fighters. It's either Build Fighters or Build Fighters Try. You've got the shield and the head crest, or the V-fin for parts of the head here, and then the entire body and wings and everything else is made up of a lot of different mobile suit parts by the look of it, which I can't place. And then we've got like the knees from the Astray red frame, the Sengoku Astray red frame. You got the knees here. Well, it looks like the arm parts as well for the base of the swords. In fact, I think this itself is the another Astray kit, because it looks like this is made up of multiple Astray kits. Looking at the legs and then of the dragon and then the mobile suit here. I love that. I love how the mobile suit is relatively less metallic than the actual dragon in the background, so your focus isn't sort of taken away from either one of them too much. It's like this one stands out because it doesn't have metallic stuff too much on it, and this one does because it's got that metallic shine to it. Really do love the detailing on that. It is nuts. And then this looks like the GN cannon, or the Reborn's cannon. Sorry, but it's done up like the Quanta. Yeah, it's like a modified Quanta that looks like the Reborn's cannon. Could be wrong though. It might even be the Double O. I'm just looking here because this looks like the it's either one of the Quanta's the Quanta's shoulder shield here, the backpack thing, but it's got two of them to kind of emulate the Reborn's cannon's backpack a little bit. Either way, I do love the color scheme and the way that they've implemented it here. It's kind of hard to place some of these parts. I can see like GN swords here. Apart from that, like some of these other bits, I don't know where they've come from. Either way, really liking this. Really nice, clean. It's not got too much shading on it by the looks of it. Minor decal stuff, but overall, really, really visually appealing. Loving that huge V-fin as well that looks like it's been modified. There we got Speedball Harrow here. This is a 1/100 scale ELS Quanta garage kit with the master grade version. And I don't know whether that's the box art or not, but that looks real nice already. There's the actual kit itself before I start looking at the box art and thinking it's the right thing. Love the shading here, how we go from like blue to pink and then to green. It looks very, very accurate to the suit in the movie for obvious reasons. You know, considering it's based on it. Don't know what's going on with my commentary right now. I'm not so sure about the way these legs are designed. They look really weird. But then again, it's an ELS suit, so it's just strange. Modified Quanta. And that's the same picture as before. It's got these like weird claw hand things going on that look almost like the Master Gundam's hands. I wish they'd showed us like a bit more of a close-up of the suit here, like around the back and other places, but really nice. Loving it. I love the way that, again, your focus is more on this than the clutter of like overdoing it with decals or something. Really, really loving how this has turned out. If only they'd make stuff like this more available, you know, or make it easily available. Here we go. This is what looks like Glimmer. This is the new Gundam done very stylized. Really love the lighting on this, purely because, or at least it looks like the lighting, because it's broken up with blue and pink contrasting against each other. Although it looks like it's highlighting most of the bits that would be black. Or even specific bits looking at it. I'm there thinking, oh, it's going to be black based on the positioning on the legs and the shield and things. And then I'm looking other places like the white on the underside of the fin funnel here, and I'm clearly wrong about it. Either way, loving the stylized artwork here. This was done as a commission piece by the look of it. Yeah, really, really loving how fantastic this looks. You've got the funnels that are slowly launching out the back here, and then we've already got 3 out ready to shoot. And then this sort of like flying action pose here with the shield raised for defense. Really, really loving how nice this looks. And here we go. We got Gundam cosplay again. This is by Punival, I think, by the look of it. Or Punival. Sometimes it's hard to pronounce some of these usernames. This is a bit of a more bulky cosplay. But I like this. This looks like it's based on the master grade because of the way that the parts are separated, like the panels and everything, and the colours. Really do like this though. Loving the LEDs the most out of all of this. Like, I've seen other people try and do full-on Gundam cosplay with like the gym mats or floor mats that you can use. don't know whether that's going to be the same here, like whether they've done that, but it's pretty hard to get Gundam cosplay to look good because of the proportions and everything, especially if you're going for like a Katoki design and the legs are massive on Katoki's designs normally. Yeah, loving the attempt here. Gundam Vercar, says Nugs. Just realised is it? Oh, yeah. I was looking at the previous photo. It seemed like all these little lights dotted all over it, or at least it looked like they were. I was going to say, are these able to light up? Then I'm looking at it here, and yeah, they're able to light up. I love that red head camera though. That's just glowing like crazy. You can see what looks like the thrusters at the back. Loving the amount of effort that's been put into that. This one by Mutaguti 2 by the look of it. This looks like it's either the Re-Rising or the Superior Dragon. It looks like the Superior Dragon Gundam based on the shoulder here. This is just sketch work. But yeah, loving the work on this. Love the pose. Love the stylized aesthetic to it. Don't see too much of the Superior Dragon Gundam anyway, but loving all of this. Loving the pen work here. It just looks so nice. I love the shading on it as well, because I'm picking up on this as I go, because like I said, I only look at the thumbnails on Twitter and then retweet and like them for everybody else to see, but I'm picking up on new things as I'm spending more time with this. Loving the shading that's been done. It's done using what looks like 3 different pens: a red, a green, and a black to go over all the little details and things. It made it look metallic based on the shading. Either way, really love that artwork. Here we got more Zeke stuff, apart from the Wasp here. So this is by Teru818514. So I'm just going to go over the Zeke stuff here. So this is the Goof, no, Zaku? Is it a Zaku or Goof flight type? I think it's a Goof flight type. It kind of reminds me of I think it is based on the one from the UZ8 OVA, the Battle on the Bridge. But you got the Gatling shield going on here. I love the weathering on the shoulders and the knees, just on bits of the body, and then the LED. The LED just makes it for me. Really loving these kits that have LEDs on them, with minor decal work dotted all over it. But it's like you've got the one like Xeon crest up here, and the rest is just very tiny in certain areas, so it doesn't really make it look too cluttered. I've already gone over like how some kits have like so many decals or decals on them that it just looks mad. That one's not a Gundam thing, so I'm not going to go over that because that's just a Wasp. And then we got this Zaku here, which has major rusting and weathering going on it. Love this one just because of how worn it looks. I can imagine this looks like something that you'd see as like a statue or something that's just stood out in the rain for ages. Reminds me of like something that you'd see in the lobby of like Gundam Battle Operation 2. Be cool to see if they did a diorama to go along with this, you know. I'm loving the weathering here. So nice. And then we've got somebody's custom SD here. I'm not exactly sure. Destiny Sky X Seed. This is by, oh god. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. So I'll just show you the user here now. So let's take a look at this. This custom SD. I think it uses some parts from high grades as well, but we've got this kind of like, this reminds me of the 00 Sky from Re-Rise or just Build Divers. We've got what looks like the SD Destiny's head by the look of it. We've got the Destiny backpack as well. Loving how this looks in sort of this matte grey at the moment. I've always said, like, with the matte grey paint over or white, whatever, it looks like either white or grey. You get to see a lot of the details pop in. Yeah, just I don't know whether I'm just boring or not, but generally I like this color scheme. You can just easily pick apart panel lines and other things. Not so sure why the backpack for the Destiny is attached to the rear. Looks like the rear skirts, although it could be the backpack just made into some rear skirting. Looking at it, it looks like it's just jutting out the side of it, and then it's rotated. Don't know why. Really don't know why. I must have thought it looked cool, but either way, the overall SD looks really cool. I'm loving the effect parts for the GN drives here. We got some panel lines going over the chest. We got what looks like some custom plow plate here as well. And then we got, I don't know whether this is more custom plow plate or not, but we got some more what looks like panel lines that have been etched into the plastic here. And same on the shield. Either way, I really can't wait to see what this looks like when it's painted up. Looking real nice at the moment. Pretty massive FSD though when it's shot looking like this. Anyway, this photo just makes it look huge. And then we've got some more artwork here from what looks like Seed. This is from Rias Push for Gunplay lovers. There we got some nice Seed artwork. Really, really loving the way that these look at the moment. Let's flick through them all. Versus Astray. And this is also the Mirage frame, or the Astray Mirage frame, if I remember rightly. This is the one that I've been on about for years, saying there's a purple Astray frame, and everybody's been like, "Wait, what?" Not too many people are familiar with it, from what I understand. Anyway, bringing it up in stream. Those could easily be artwork found on the model kit boxes. Yeah. It's like I look at stuff like this and I'm thinking this is stuff that could easily be on the front of like a model kit. Either that or a magazine or something, because that looks just the line work, how clean it is, the coloring on it, like the shading. It's just so vibrant. It pops and makes it look like metal. So nice. So nice to look at. I'm loving stuff that looks as clean as this, you know, just because it looks so professional. But yeah, let's just go through this. This one, I wish this one was a little bit bigger, you know, because we don't see that bigger. We see like these other ones. That looks like a meteor unit back there. I could be wrong. That looks like the... I'm trying, because I was trying to look at some of these parts and where they've come from. I can't match this apart from maybe the Strike's legs there by the look of it, or with the head that looks like the Buster Gundam. This one kind of reminds me of the Raider because of the... I think it's the Raider, the transformable one. It's yeah, I think it's the Raider, the one that transforms into either a bird or a dog. I can't remember the ones from Seed because I've not finished Seed. It's like Seed or Seed Destiny. They're kind of the same suit. They're both black and red with yellow highlights, if I remember rightly. Yeah, this looks like a meteor unit in the background here. Actually, no, it's the same suit. It's the same. It's transformed. So it's almost like it's a Savior Gundam. Okay, so I'm totally wrong there. That's fine. Again, it's because I'm not familiar with Seed stuff. But here we go. Here's the one of the new ones that's been introduced. This is the Patchwork Crossbone Master Grade. I don't know whether this has been announced as like P Bandai. This is by Figsoku R. So yeah, this is the Patchwork Crossbone made up of a load of different parts. We got the anti-beam cloak here. Got the giant sort of shield and hook on one arm. Got the Zambuster, and then we've got what looks like the X1's shoulder with the X3 torso and shoulder here. The X1 head, X1 backpack, I think. Trying to place what else is different. Okay, so here we go. Here we get a better look. So it's mostly the X3. So that's the X off the X1. That's the X1's shoulder, X1's head, the X3's torso, X3's shoulder, X3 arms, probably X3 legs. Never actually seen this shield and hook, although I've just recently started properly trying to read Crossbone, so I guess I'll figure out where all these things are coming from. But yeah, yet another Crossbone Gundam introduced into the mix. This one's by what looks like Cameo? Hope I've pronounced that right. Really hope I pronounced that right. This one, wanted to get a comment from the completed Ashtray saying it's like Barbatos. I mean, it looks like it. I'm loving the this is the rebake, Double Lord rebake. I think the name of it was. I'm loving how demonic this looks with like the hands looking like claws almost, with the almost like blood red at the tips. Definitely better looking than the actual original kit. The original kit looks really ugly when it's not in its standard Ashtray mode. It looks kind of weird. Here it looks like they've not bothered with those weird extendo legs that it had, and they've instead gone for a little bit more stylized look with the backpack. It looks like they've added wings to it or something. That's just been announced. It's on your Discord, Moody, in the Gunplay news section. Says XRAM. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that. The Crossbone. Yeah, I'm loving the work on this. I just love the color scheme. Love the way that it looks really demonic. Love it. It looks really aggressive. You can just imagine it going crazy on enemy mobile suits with its claws and just completely slicing them in half. Love these effect parts as well. Don't know what these ones are for on the arms, but I love the ones on the head here. Really cool. Then we've got another Wing Zero Endless Waltz custom. This one is by Pudding. And yeah, this one's got like this refreshing, almost minty looking color scheme. We've got some feathers underneath. Hey Moody, did you know Gunplay has a navigation catalog? Says Frontier. No, no, I didn't. Really, really loving this. Kind of reminds me the color scheme anyway. Reminds me of Double O with the GM particles and stuff. I'm really loving the look of this. It's got a load of decals plastered all over it. I'm not so sure about. I would have gone for a cleaner look myself if I was doing it, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it just looks absolutely fantastic. Like, my personal preferences don't impact the fact that this just looks really, really nice. Love the shading on the wings here, making them look like they're glowing almost. It's funny because even though I rip on the actual design of Wing Zero Custom because of the wings and everything, it just looking a little bit overdone. Personally, there are some really good like customs or recolors that come out of it. Just by changing a little bit of the coloring on it, you can make something that looks really nice. Here we go. We got this one. I don't know whether it comes from Seed or whatever. You guys will have to tell me. This is by Amenomi, I think. 1366. So this is one shot. I think that's from a catalog or something. Yeah, that is a really low res image that somebody's got. And then here's what I'm assuming is a custom kit based off it. It's clearly an aquatic suit that's based on, or it looks like the Zoc, kinda. But if it's from Seed, then it'll be a different interpretation, because Seed's like an update of the 1 Year War. It's got these weird legs that look really thick at the top here, the thighs particularly. You can see these pistons here. Loving the look of these blades. They look really aggressive. The stance itself makes it look really menacing. Let's have a look. Yeah, clearly this version does not do that. Have they got all the details in here? I think they actually have. So yeah, this must be based on that and they've just stylized it. Very sure that's a Seed Aquatic suit, Moody. I own SD Gundam and G Generation Cross Rays and it's in it. But yeah, it's really weird, that one. Here we go. Here's by NG T-Rose. And this is, well, looks like well, it says ELS Flower in Breaker 3. So this is, well, it looks like a custom Quanta. It's the backpack of it is designed to look like a flower. Really loving the wallpaper here, but there we go. There's the actual pictures of it. Then we've got Quanta ELS Flower, Concept ELS Quanta, another version, customized. Don't know, these parts that they're using, it looks like the Strike Freedom's backpack. And then I don't know what other parts they're using here. They've clearly just gone for like this gold colour scheme here with no damage, making it look nice and clean. The legs and shoulders I think are changed. That looks like something from Age for the shoulders and arms. Actually the legs are just looks like the Quanta or the 00. The backpack though, the backpack is really weird because it's using one of the shields from the Rosen Zulu, I think. And then I'm trying to pick out these other bits on the backpack that make up the flower looking things here. I'm not going to go out of my way and say I've never seen these, but I'm not familiar with them, whatever they are. A lot of fang racks, says Devasia. Huh. Send you an image of the Gunplay navigation catalogue I own. They're very useful to design on Gunplay, says Frontier. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this. Really liking the look of this. I wish we could find more Breaker 3 stuff on Twitter. You have to keep an eye out for it in future. Here we go. Who wants a rice cooker? So we got Penanam Angugur, I think that is, or just Anthrax. I was trying to pronounce each username, but sometimes my brain just does not want to work when it comes to usernames. Here we got a Gundam rice cooker, so looks like there's lights to tell you when it's done on the head camera, and then sure enough you just pop it open and your rice is done. You just have a Gundam head sat on the corner worktop or whatever. Really like the look of that. Honestly, I'd do something stupid like I'd get that. But yeah, it's clearly based on the RX-78, obviously. You know, with some tiny panel details all over it. It's pretty cool. And here I thought a coffee mug was Answer's division. But yeah, one of the weirdest things you can see. And then we've got cars. This is by Y Gun Cannon. And this is something I've seen before. This is one of the cars that's deckled up to look like the Unicorn Gundam in Destroy mode. Looks so damn good. I can't remember which car this is. think it was... I'm not going to say just in case I get it wrong. And then there's the one that was based on Full Frontal's Sinanju. It's just red with all these decals all over it to make it look like the Sinanju. See, I think I like this one, like Full Frontal's one, more than the unicorn one, because the unicorn, it does look cool and everything, but I don't know, it looks too overdone to me. I think it's mainly because of like all the details and the panels and everything else. It just looks a little bit too busy compared to just this, where it's more simplistic in its design. I've even noticed like the front, they've changed what looks like the grill a little bit to have what looks like a head camera on it. It's a Toyota Auris. I think they did something similar with Shah for Origin. I think they had like a Zaku car or something that was very similar. I remember the promotional material a while back. Here we go. This is from toastedsoup, and this one is more y'all geese. So this one I liked. I liked purely because of the puns and also because of the design of it. So don't move, you're under arrest, wing boy. And then when you see the actual kit built up here, you got the decal on the side that's saying y'all geese. It's even got a goose on the shield here, but it looks like a cowboy. You got the cowboy hat going on, and then they've just done simple paintwork over the top of it. It just looks so good. I'm y'all Huckleberry. I don't know what was going through my head for this one, but I liked it. I liked the overall theming of it, including the cows and everything here that they've done on the base of it. Made me chuckle at least. There we go, see you, Space Cowboy. They've put him in a cool pose where he's grabbing his hat there. Really do like that one. Love the creativity with that. It's simple in terms of just changing the design a little bit and doing a recolor. But I think I like it because it's so simple, and then the pun, obviously. Then here we've got from Gunplay Photography again by Mike Silbar. This is the Astray, but this looks like the either the Master Grade or the Perfect Grade. I think it's the Master Grade. Could be wrong on that. Yeah, I think it's the Master Grade based on the design, because I have the Perfect Grade and the Master Grade of the red frame Astray. And the Subas on the katanas are reminding me of the Master Grade one. I love the way this scene is set up more than anything else, like the stuff in the background. Because it's not just work on the actual mobile suit. The background has a lot of work on it and everything to make it look real good with all the lighting and everything else. And then obviously you've got the shading on the white parts of the armor here and the metallic red. And then again LEDs, man. LEDs just make it for me at the moment. It's like I'd love to incorporate LEDs into some of my builds, but I don't think I'm that confident. That, and I really don't know how to use them properly like this. I'd have to figure it out. Either way, I'm loving this finish and loving the overall scene. It just looks real nice. Really nice. Really good photographs as well. And you can see the Lupus Rex's mace in the background here. This is by UC Gundam, and this one I retweeted because it looked funny. This was agreed on the topic. I present you with a bootleg Zaku statue commissioned by a Turkish mayor who got sued for using taxpayer money to fund it. So yeah, this is it doesn't look too bad until you get to the head, and then the head is clearly different to make it distinct so they don't get sued by Bandai or whatever. But bootleg Gundam stuff, man. We've got the China's version of the RX-78 that ended up getting a makeover and looking like a barbarian a little bit. And then we got this. I swear there's other stuff that I haven't seen that people will probably bring to my attention, but I just... the way that it's like, yeah, it's not just the fact that the statue is cursed, but what gets me more is the fact that the mayor decided that he'd use taxpayers' money to build it. You know, it's a great use of taxpayers' money. Then you got Speedball Harrow here with Lego Gundams. These I had to show just because they look so damn good. Like, it's not just the fact that the Gundams, but it's the fact that they're made out of Lego. We get super creative here. I'll post these up in Discord as well in the Lego section. But we got the Barbatos, I was gonna say Sanaju there. That's the Sazabi, the God Gundam, the Buster, the eludes me for a moment. The main suit for freaking Seed. Oh god. My brain is slowly going here. We got the Hyakushiki, the RX-78, the freaking Impulse, the Sword Impulse, sorry. What looks like the Exia here? And then we move on. We got, again, different shots of them. So there's the God Gundam again. There's the RX-78. There's the Sword Impulse, the Hyakushiki. There's the RX-78 close-up with a minifig of Amuro. I love the way they've not just... the Shah as well, minifig of Shah. I love the way that they've not just made these as well as like block solid bits of Lego, but they've actually what looks like looked at posing it based on these joints and everything, so they can make them posable. You know, so all these joints move and rotate how you would expect them to. Really cool. And then we move on. This was what was shown off before by Blue Dawn ZB. We saw the work in progress here, but this is the finished version from Crossbone again. This is the X3 versus what I'm assuming is the bad guy's giant mobile suit here. Because I've not read all the way through Crossbone, I do not know what this is, but it just looked really intimidating. I think I've said that before in the previous way that I showed this, but we saw the sketch version. So what's different? Well, obviously it's finalized, so it's got color, it's got shading, it's got effects. So you get to see all these little bits of debris flying up. I love the background color. Looks so cool, almost as if it's on re-entry. Kind of looks like it based on the fire over here. We've got this illuminated glow of the X3, and then we've got this battle going on in the background. And I'm loving the explosions above it. And of course we've got the head cameras that make it look really menacing. You got this like nice flare on the eye there. Really, really loving this. I'm going to have to try and read through the Crossbone manga as much as possible now, so I actually know what's going on here. But either way, I appreciate the amount of detail on this artwork and just how nice it looks as a piece, as a finished piece now. Loving how this looks is just one complete piece with all the shading and everything else on it. So good. There's not much more I can say for artwork like this, because when I'm looking at it, I'm obviously not an artist, so I can't say like, oh, this is how it was done and this is how it could have been done better. I'm just your average casual fan, you know. So I'm looking at it and immediately I'm thinking, I love the fact that none of this artwork looks super sketchy. It looks really clean. I love all the details on like the shadows, the metal work, making it actually look like it's made out of metal and how it's shining, you know. I'm loving all these effects and everything. But when it comes down to it, like at the end of the day, it is absolutely fantastic and there's nothing I can say other than that, you know. So good. Then speaking of the ghost from before, or the phantom, sorry. We've got what looks like a custom one here. I think it's the high grade, but this is by Shigure. And we get to look at that now. We got blacklight photos as well. I don't know what they've done to this to get these parts out of it. I'm assuming I'm trying to match these parts up now. We've got what looks like the F91's leg here. Could be wrong there. Custom parts on the waist skirts. Not so sure where the pelvis is from. Torso looks custom because of the extra bit placed on top of it. Head looks like it's had a load of stuff done to it to make it look custom. Arms look a little bit like they're off the 00 Sky. Probably wrong about that. Shoulders not so sure of either. This sword kind of looks like a GN saber at the bottom here, but it might be done as a custom piece. These bits hanging off the side skirts hanging off here look custom. Trying to match any of these parts right now is a pain in the ass. 0 Omega XX says, "Hey Moody, hello." This backpack, trying to piece together where this backpack is from as well is again, it's a pain in the ass because it looks like some bits are custom and I can't quite make out others, especially from this angle. That's just a modified GN sword too from the 00 to 0. And then this one we've got the flame parts on it, on the knees, the backpack, the arms, and the head as well. It looks so nice. And that's in black light. And then we've got other screenshots or shots that are shown here. Again, I don't know these side skirts are from, what parts they've used. That looks like they've built a custom gun there. Is that a modified Phantom? This is a high-grade custom Phantom by the look of it. I'm trying to place all these bits, or just the amount of work that's been on it. It looks like they've got glowing paint on the inner vent and the eyes as well, which looks amazing. Here we get a shot of it from the front, with a bit of a more stable angle instead of coming from underneath. And then we've got what looks like I'm assuming this is either a mobile armor or flight form. Again, I've still got to catch up with Crossbones, so trying to make out where these parts are from for the backpack is the hardest thing ever. This looks really weird because it's literally they've taken the arms off and put the legs where the arms should be, and then the backpack is now attached to the pelvis, and then what I'm assuming were the arms are now attached to this bit. It's a really weird parts former. That's a cool shot. That is a really nice shot. That's its flight mode. Yeah, but I mean, to put it into flight mode, you basically have to rearrange everything. Ironically, that's accurate. I've seen it in its usual form like this before, its mobile suit form, but never its flight mode. Really, really weird looking. Either way, I'm loving this custom. I'd love to know how they did that. Probably go into the Twitter later on and see how they've done it. Aswano here, doing some of the last few, because there's only like 3 after this one. There's only 3 more things to go through here. Here we've got some more battle damage suits. Send your Discord link if you want to check it, says 0. Oh, I'll check it out after this. But yeah, we got more of the ground GMs. We got all these bits of what looks like extra pla plate done here to make it look like some of the metals coming out of the shoulder, I think that's meant to be. Got a load of rust on here. I'd love to know how to do weathering to make realistic rust like this, because it looks so nice. It's like I said in, I think the previous stream, if you just showed me something like that and said it's metal, honestly, I don't think I'd question it because it looks that accurate. Love this this weathering on here as well because this makes it look as though the paint's worn off on the edges. Loving this for this ground Gundam. I don't know whether this is just going to be like this or whether it's going to be finished off, but we've got some custom work on it again. Loving the metallic paint on it as well here and there. Oh, I was wrong. They've made it into a full thing. It looks like it's been crushed by a tree or something. You got like all these other bits of metal here. You got really crazy rust going on the inside of the beam saber. What is going on here? Do we get a full... Oh, okay, so a tree's just grown on top of it, yeah. Okay, so it's a diorama. It's a diorama of a battle in a city, and the city has then overgrown it over time, which I imagine is a very long time for this tree to grow that size. We're talking like maybe 100 years or so. We got what looks like a Zaku here. It's either a Zaku or a Goof. We got all these cars, these tiny cars that are burned out and rusted. There's the ground gym that's posed as if it's impaled on the building or whatever. Really, really loving that. I'm not so sure about the tree growing out of it. It's kind of weird. Like this. Don't think this would ever happen. At least not this way anyway. But it's a really nice scene either way. Loving the overgrown look, like almost post-apocalyptic look, you would say. I've seen a load of artwork online for like overgrown cities and things of nature retaking stuff after like a giant war or whatever, and this kind of reminds me of that. Really, really nice. Love the attention to detail everywhere. And then here we go. Here's for the Kamen Rider fans. Here's a Oz-inspired Harrow. This is by Radical Good Amigo. And there's the Harrow, and they've painted it up like the Taka Tora Bata symbols here. So you got the Tora, Taka, and then Bata here. So cool. And they've just left him on his little pedestal. It's a simplistic idea, but I love the way they've executed it, and overall, it looks like they might have painted it with a brush. Looks really, really nice. Loving how simplistic that is. To be honest, I'd love to do something like that, like myself. You can see where they've masked it off here, and they've then taken off the masking, and there's just been a little bit of residual paint left behind. Here we go. I think this is a retweet. It's by this user here. This is the one of the last ones, the last two here. And the reason why I picked this out in particular is because of this. This is one of the... It's like an IBO suit mixed with one of the Build Fighters extra kits, I think. It was the Transient... The purple Transient Gundam. Well, there was a variant of it. I can't remember what the actual name of it was. Oh, no, wait, now. It's coming back to my head. It's the Transient Glacier. It's kind of a dark grey suit with purple effects parts, and they've taken those and used them as kind of sharp bits on the backpack. Then we've got like a load of blades coming out the sides. These weird, crazy long arms, which there's sub-arms from behind by the look of this. And then we've got the normal arms, which have the two spears here, and then we've got this almost IBO looking set of legs, which I think have been modified. But I love the color scheme on this. It's a very dark, and you know, if I was in the right mind, I'd be joking about it and saying, look, it looks like a really edgy suit. But to be honest, it's like it reminds me of the Vidar a bit. You've got the IBO looking, I think that's the Lupus looking head crest going on here in like this bright, vibrant pink, and then it's a mix of what looks like either black or grey with the same vibrant pink dotted around it, and then purple kind of faded into it. Really, really liking the look of this. Really love the use of color gradients throughout. Then here we've got what looks like a Dom that's all armored up. I think that's... I don't want to say what that suit is because I might get it wrong. That's one of the ones from, I think, Sentinel. And that looks like a Rick DS. Could be getting that wrong as well. In fact, actually, I am. Can't remember the name of it. It looks like it's one of Shah's suits because of the coloring on it. It's not a DS though. It's friggin' trying to remember. It's eluding me at this point. Just like embarrassing myself here. I think that's a Rick Dom, the one in the middle is a DJ. Yeah, that was it. Remember it now because Amuro has one. How that's kitted out. It's got a freaking Gatling gun and then the beam bazooka and then a normal bazooka and then it's got extra rounds here. I'm assuming it's got like a Panzerfaust or something. And then we've got all these freaking weapons all over them. They look really, really crazy. And then this I don't even... So this is what looks like a Goof that's done in Ramp of Ral's colours. But it's got 2 of the Gatling shields and then a load of missile pods back here. I don't even know what to say about this one. It's really, really decked out in terms of all the Daka. It's even got 2 of the heat swords here, by the look of it. But I'm loving... They've gone for like a matte colour scheme, and I actually like the look of that. Looks really nice on it. It makes this stand out amongst quite a lot of the other kits that we've seen so far because of the fact that it's so flat in terms of shading or whatever. It's mainly just the lighting that's hitting it at nice angles and the work that's been done to detail little bits like this with panel liner that really makes it stand out. Isn't there an Earth R35 Goof with extras? I think it is. Oh, it's not, but the legs are modified. Oh, okay. Hey, young. And then we're on the last one here. The last one is the Core Gundam. This is by Gunplay Photography again. This is by Mohammed Farouk Mazlan, I think that it is called. And this is... it's a Core Gundam edit. This one, I think this is the same... I could be wrong. There's the Core Gundam, so where's the... I think it's... Actually, I think that is that. It doesn't match up quite right. We've got the Core Gundam and the Earth 3 armor here. And then we've got a custom... 00 Sky, by the look of it, that has a Freedom backpack. See, the reason why I shared this is because I thought... I saw the Core Gundam here, and I thought this is another Core Gundam armor that's mixing it with the 00 Sky. And then I saw the Freedom backpack and was like, oh, what's going on with that? But this is my first time actually looking at it properly, so yeah, this is the 2 separate things. One is the Core Gundam with the Earth 3 armor, and this one is a little bit of a modified 00 Sky with a the standard Freedom's wings with the cannons in the shoulder in it. That's not the Mobius due to the legs. Yeah, it's just the standard 00 Sky. By the look of it, I do like the Freedom's backpack on it though. Looks real nice. I'm not so sure about the decals because when you look about this, there's just decals everywhere. Almost every surface is covered in them, and this is what I'm saying about this. It's all down to your personal preference, whether you like putting loads of them on or not. But overall, I think this just makes this look way too busy and cluttered. You know, my personal preference, obviously I wouldn't have that many on. I'd maybe have like maybe 3 or 4. Maybe like the shoulder ones definitely. Maybe the knees, but nowhere else. You know, because this, every single surface has this crazy set of decals on it. I don't know. Either way, it's like this one I can't really say too much about because it's almost, I'm going to dare to say it's almost like it's straight built with a little bit of lining work done on it. They put the decals on and then that's it. So it's not like everything else that we've seen where, oh, and obviously the Freedom's wings. It's not like everything else we've seen so far where there's a lot of like custom stuff done, or there's crazy paint jobs that make it look like it's metal, or there's intense weathering that makes it look like it's rusted. It just looks like a straight build with some decals slapped on it. I'm gonna sound really nasty about that, and I don't mean to. It's just, in terms of comparing it to everything else, it's not as impressive. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I shall see you next week for another one of these, and we'll see what we get in the meantime in terms of artwork from other people and different kits and things and videos. Make sure, again, to check out all the people that these come from on my Twitter feed. I retweet all of them. The Twitter feed is at UnrealDman. And, yeah, just go and check out everyone's work here, because it's pretty cool. And I think you'll enjoy some of it. So, until next time, thank you very much. Goodbye.